So, let's be honest. Have you been sticking to your New Year's resolutions? We're a few weeks into the new year now, and we're slowly getting to the point where the new doesn't feel that new anymore. We've already left a mark. We've already set a direction for the weeks and the months to come. Maybe you are one of those people who start every year with the same grand intentions, but keep disappointing your own hopes and ideals. Maybe the resolutions you set for yourself were simply not the right, not the ideal choice for you for now. Maybe your current life demands for other intentions that you are not even yet aware of. So here is a no-stress practice for you to replace your old resolutions with and make it your new focus and intention to figure out your own individual needs and wishes in the first place. Hi there, I'm Anne-Katrin and I am occasionally awake. I'm here to help you experience your own occasional awakenings and learn to embrace the time in between. Welcome to my channel. Yes, most of us could indeed benefit from more exercise, eating healthier, sleeping more and stressing less while getting more done. Maybe none of these particular resolutions, which are quite common ones, represent the ones that you need as an individual to get your life and your year to the next level. If the same resolutions keep not working for you, just consider this a sign that you need to put your focus someplace else. This does not mean that you need to give up on your resolutions. Consider them postponed, if you will. So, I suggest taking 20 minutes of your day to do, okay, you ready for this? Get this. To do absolutely nothing. I said it. Yeah, I'm serious. I am. So let me explain. There's the saying that we are human beings and not human doings. And yet, if our day is dictated by our calendar and the clock, there often is little time left for flexibility, spontaneity, and creativity. Trying to make the most of our lives somewhere between the perfect morning routines, evening routines, and habit automations, we easily forget to nurture that being aspect of ourselves. We need to give ourselves some time to just be, with no expectation, effort, with nothing to achieve for once. And to do that guilt-free. Just 20 minutes. 20 minutes without feeling guilty that we are doing nothing. But what's the goal, you might ask? Nothing. That's the goal. This is your time to spend with no in-order tos. So even if there's no goal to this practice, it will not be in vain. There's an immense benefit to this. Just stick with me here for a second. Here is everything you need to know about this practice. Schedule it as if it were just another to-do. It's not though, no doing here, you get it. Otherwise it might be too easily forgotten. It would most likely be the last thing on your to-do list to do the not doing, right? So schedule it and just try out which time works best for you to incorporate this. If you want to create this as a habit, which I totally recommend, it is obviously good to incorporate it at a certain position in your daily routine. So either every morning or every evening, wherever it works for you. I really suggest you do a brain dump right before this practice. Just sit down, take a sheet of paper, maybe your notebook, maybe your calendar, wherever you leave important notes like this, and you just write down everything that's been bothering you. This way you make sure that you have it all down there on paper, and because you have it down there on paper, you can allow yourself and your mind to just relax and calm down for 20 minutes because you know it's taken care of. There's nothing you can forget anymore. That's the important part. You need to get to the point where you can start your practice knowing that there is nothing you need to hold or manage for these 20 minutes of time. Now, if you'd really like to engage in this practice, but you just cannot relax for 20 minutes straight because you keep thinking of the chores accumulating while you sit there doing nothing. If that's an issue for you, I suggest trying to incorporate the practice at a point where you've already done something that you can check off your to-do list. So it gives you a good feeling. You have already done something, and now you can reward yourself, if you will, with 20 minutes of sweet nothingness. I personally like to start either the dishwasher or the washing machine before I sit down to have my 20 minutes of doing nothing. And with a sound in the background of my mind, it's just this feeling of, I've already done something. Sit down to the humming sound of the machine, knowing that you've already taken care of one chore. Know that you've already did something to deserve these 20 minutes off. Now, this is especially important. Always start the practice doing absolutely nothing, but finish it as you like. If you allow yourself to have time unplanned, to have time without expectation, without doing, just 20 minutes a day, you allow yourself to listen to the thoughts below the surface, to listen to the thoughts in the second and third row of thoughts, if you will, that might often be there, but are much more quiet and more invisible than the thoughts you keep repeating, because those frontier thoughts, we could call them, they're already justified. They just keep themselves going. The point is to listen for the impulses, for the ideas, for new thoughts, for new inspiration. Listen and notice. And maybe on some days, something significant is going to come up and you will feel the impulse to get up and move, to grab a book and read something, to call somebody you've wanted to call for a while. All of that's fine. Get creative. Play. Feel free to finish this practice however you like. And feel free to change that up every single day, depending on your needs of the day, the impulses that came up, the inspiration that came up. Please do not compare this practice to meditation. This practice might remind you of meditation. However, it has absolutely nothing to do with meditation as we usually know it. We associate meditation with time spent with eyes closed, focused inward, and trying to release the thoughts that come up. Now, you do not need to close your eyes. You can if you wish, but you can also leave them open and just notice what's around you. Become a passive observer for just 20 minutes of your time. Activate your 5 senses and allow them to take over. Just notice. The intention with this practice is not to release our thinking, as is one of the main goals of meditation. If you can call it a goal. You should not really call it a goal, but many people do. Anyway, the intention is to free up our thinking from the constraints of our structured life, from the constraints of our own mind that does not usually allow for too much flexibility and change and variety in our thoughts. We want to allow some space for the thoughts that don't usually make it into our consciousness that easily, because they are not part of our daily narrative. They don't fit into the coherence of our story. These thoughts are often the background melody of our secret dreams, wishes, and ideas. In these 20 minutes, many different thoughts can come up. And the intention here is to listen for the thoughts that are rather unusual, that might not make sense at first glance. This could be, I really want to move my body more. I think I require different foods for my stomach health. I guess I'd like to spend more time with my family. Oh, I think I just got an idea for the book I've always wanted to write. That's magic. That is what we're looking for. Be ready and open to surprise yourself. If you are not willing to risk straying from the path you've carefully carved out for yourself, then this practice might not be for you. This practice does not only require the openness to surprise yourself, it also requires the trust to know that whatever might come up has the potential to lead you into a better direction than you could have imagined for yourself at this point in your life and in this year. Innovative impulses and ideas, they are like shooting stars. They become magical only when we happen to notice them in the night sky. This takes time and patience and stillness and awareness. It takes being awake at that particular time, not sleepwalking. And if your time usually doesn't allow for that space, what happens is that you might never see those shooting stars, which are there all the time. We just gotta pause and see and acknowledge them. And they can open doors for us that we didn't even know existed. This does not mean that you change the goal, the vision that you have for your life or for this year. It simply means that you allow the possibility for you to get there on detours. Please let me know how you experience your 20 minutes a day of not doing, what you struggle with, what you experience, and where this experience is taking you. If you resonated with this, please like and subscribe. And if you want more insights on duality, non-duality, and the concepts in between, please visit me at occasionallyawake.com to enhance your own awakenings. Bye.